Darren Leslie here with my review of Suicide Squad. Finally back in front of the camera to talk to you about one of this summer's most anticipated films. Suicide Squad is the latest in the DCEU following Man of Steel and this year's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. The film follows a group of villains assembled by the vicious, calculating Amanda Waller to rescue a certain someone from Midway City, which is under attack from a mysterious force. Now, Suicide Squad has been very anticipated since its announcement. From its casting to its director, plus it's been under an unfair amount of pressure following the reception from BVS. Now, does it live up to the anticipation? Does it break through the pressure that has been surrounding this project since March? More or less, I think it does.
More or more less?
Well, just let me explain. Suicide Squad is a fun picture that widens the DC universe, providing some fun characters for us to follow through this picture. Will Smith's Deadshot is a fantastic addition to the DCEU. He's a money-loving, despicable hitman that only cares about his daughter. He's extremely rebellious, butting heads with Rick Flag throughout the film. His action scenes are great. Deadshot has two standout scenes, one's very, very short, and the other is accompanied by explosions and Stephen Price. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn surprised me. I didn't know whether or not I was going to like Robbie's take on this character, but I fell in love with it. She's evil, she's sexy, and you never really know where she is mentally, which I like to see in Harley Quinn. She used to be a doctor, she's an intelligent woman, she should be able to keep you guessing. Joe Kinnaman makes me proud as Rick Flag, as if he took the character to make me proud. But what I'm trying to say is I've been looking forward to this character since I saw him introduced in the Justice League Unlimited episode, Task Force X, and Kinnaman does a great job bringing that character to life. Now, he's not an absolute hand-to-hand badass as he was in that episode, but Kinnaman brings a great vulnerability to the character while still being a no-nonsense leader. The reason for his vulnerable side is Cara Delevingne's The Enchantress. I absolutely love the look of this character and the plight June Moon had to go through. Having this evil entity inside of her clawing its way out was a great struggle to see. But I did want to see more of Cara Delevingne's take on this character and a little bit more of her struggle with it before, later in the film her voice kind of switches into someone else's and, she's doing a bunch of, crazy CGI things. So I wanted to see them dwell a little bit more into her struggle. But it was still a cool character to see. Captain Boomerang was fun. He has a lot of laugh-out-loud moments. Most of his boomerangs are great, and Jai Courtney does come off pretty despicable in this film. Killer Croc was fine. He had some great moments as well, displaying his strength. But he didn't talk much, and I didn't like his look as much as I thought I would. Katana didn't have much to do, unfortunately. Her backstory was great to look into, but she didn't interact with much of the squad. Hopefully in later sequels we get to see her interact and we get to see her role expanded a little bit more. El Diablo was interesting. His power was great to see on display. It looked amazing on screen, and he brings out one of the most captivating conversations in the film. My favorite actor in the film, though, was Viola Davis's Amanda Waller. Viola Davis's Amanda Waller is literally her ripped off of the comic book page, ripped out of the animated show, and thrown onto the big screen. She's vicious, she's cold, she's calculating, and she can command all of these crazy people without ever firing a shot. This is possibly the best depiction of Amanda Waller we could have ever hoped for, and I want to see her in so much more. Put her in Justice League, put her in Aquaman, put her in fucking Shazam, I want to see Amanda Waller v Nick Fury, Dawn of Attitude. I want more of Amanda Waller because she was great in this film. Jared Leto's Joker was a mixed bag for me. I did like how the Joker did relish in his insanity, but he did sound, and I don't want to make this comparison, but I have to if I'm being honest, he did in some scenes sound a little too much like Heath Ledger, and I wanted his laugh to be a little bit more crazy. I liked his slow laugh, his that might have been the count, but that was the best interpretation I got. But I also wanted to see a little bit more of, or his laugh from the second trailer. Jared Leto's Joker was also in the movie for a very short amount of time. I wanted to see more of him, and I also wanted to see more of the Joker's relationship with Harley Quinn explored, because I think this is the first time we really got to see a Joker, at least for me personally also, we got to see a Joker that actually gives a shit about Harley Quinn. He doesn't just have her around as a patsy. He doesn't just have her around as a sidekick or someone, or an accomplice. He actually does care about this woman, and I liked seeing that dynamic play out. And I wanted to see more of that. Hopefully we could see more of him in the DCU. Surprisingly, I don't want to see him in, a Batman film. I want to see more of him and Harley Quinn. So hopefully we get that moving forward. The action was great in the film, a little too much slow motion, but still fun to watch. The sense of humor in this film was excellent as well. I was constantly cracking up from the quips coming out of Amanda Waller, Harley Quinn, Boomerang, Deadshot, plus cameos. I won't say who's in it, but the cameos were pretty damn cool. But few films are perfect, and this one is far from it. Suicide Squad, as much as I liked it, has its problems. For one, the editing in the first half was very choppy as they introduced a few of the characters. You can tell that there are scenes noticeably removed from this picture. Speaking of which, we have another film where scenes you saw in the trailer don't end up in the movie. The movie also breaks its own rules. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are enemies in the film that we are told are invincible, but we then proceed to see that they are not invincible. That, Amanda Waller said these guys can't be killed, but then the Squad continues on to kill every single one of them. And you just said it, they can't be killed, but they just were killed, so what the hell was that? Plus, the villain's plan is unfortunately mediocre and cliche to all hell. Tell me if you heard this one before. So a villain that has a lot of powers has just awakened, and they just came back or whatever, and, they're looking around humanity, right? They're looking at humanity and they're just like, what the hell's going on? You guys are kind of shit. You got this guy running for president, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? That villain then goes on, they go to a certain part of the city, let's say the middle of the city. They then conjure up some stuff, and a beam shoots toward the sky, right? And either an army comes out, or that beam is some type of device that in which, you can create the end of the world, or you can cleanse the planet of all the wrongs done, or you can kill all the humans, or make them bow to you, or, rule the world, and it's just so fucking done. It's stupid. It's overdone. Hollywood, stop shooting beams into the sky. I'm tired of seeing our heroes go toward a rooftop, toward this giant blue fucking... It's always blue, too. Did you guys notice that? All these beams are the same fucking color. Like, if you're gonna have a beam, just at least change the fucking color. It's the same damned thing. Stop continuing this trend. Plus, the villain was overpowered, and if you don't want to know who the villain is, skip to here. Just go ahead and skip here, because I'm just gonna go into something. The villain in this film is Enchantress, and Enchantress, the Suicide Squad fights her, but she fist fights. It's like that other horror movie called Fantastic Four. When Doom has all these powers, and he starts fist fighting Mr. Fantastic. In this film, Enchantress does the same thing. She fist fights all of the Suicide Squad, and then she's just like, enough, and disintegrates all of their weapons. So why didn't you do that the first time? These overpowered villains, it's just, movie, remember your rules. Remember these people's powers. You don't need... Come up with something a little bit more interesting. But I feel like the biggest sin of this movie for me was that I didn't get to know the Squad as much as I wanted to. The main players of the Squad are Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and yes, I know that these two characters are played by big actors. They're played by Will Smith and Margot Robbie. And Harley Quinn is an extremely popular character that has grown in popularity over the years. But as much as we got to delve into Deadshot and Harley Quinn's origins, I wanted that applied to the rest of the Squad. It would have been cool to explore more of Croc's past, him dealing with what's happening to him dealing with his appearance, or Katana's personality. Maybe they could have recreated a almost Gotham scenario in the bar, something to show up the group's dynamic a little bit better that I found was lacking in bits. A character proclaims that this group is their family, and I never felt that connection bind in this movie. I just wanted more interaction between the Squad to make up for that proclamation. I never felt like they were family. I never felt like they got to that point. Overall, with all that being said, I still think Suicide Squad is worth checking out this weekend. It's a lot of fun with strong characters and great action, and I do feel that it moves the DC universe forward. It's far from a perfect film, breaking its own rules, and the villain's plan is mediocre, but it's still a great time. If you're looking forward to Suicide Squad, I would still go check it out and form your own opinion about it. Worth the watch. So that was my review on Suicide Squad. What'd you think about it? Did it live up to your expectations, or are you watching Justice League Unlimited hoping for better things? Please let me know in the comment sections below. Also, please check out Majored Minor. It's an entertainment website a couple of friends and I are running. There you can find movie reviews, album reviews, trailer reviews, and much more. Last but not least, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like hearing me talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button and come join the conversation. I'll be glad to have you. With all that being said, I'm Darren Leslie. I hope you enjoyed this review. And this weekend, squad up. What the hell was that? Okay, yeah.